Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here with us today. This event aims to bring together stakeholders that are working in the field of artificial intelligence and robotics and facilitate national as well as international networking. I will start with a short presentation to present the activities of ahedd and how digital innovation hubs can help SMEs. So ahedd, as you might not know yet, stands for the Attica Hub for the Economy of Data and Devices. And as you might not be familiar with what a digital innovation does, Digital Innovation Hub's mission is to help companies become more competitive by integrating digital technologies either in their products or services or in their operational processes. This support is provided through 4 types of services. That is test before invest, skills and training, innovation ecosystem and networking, and support to find investments. So what about ahedd? Our main expertise is in the domains of artificial intelligence, robotics, big data, 5G technologies, and Internet of Things. And our vision is to become a reference one-stop for data-driven innovation solutions. And how we do that? By facilitating the adoption of cutting-edge technologies, as well as mature research results. And we hope that this way we can help by the acceleration of digital transformation across different sectors of the Greek economy. And ahedd is actually an ecosystem of partners. It is powered by NCSR Demokritos, which is the largest public research center in Greece. And the service offering of the research labs is complemented by other business or industrial stakeholders, such as the more than 40 vibrant startups and companies hosted in our technology park, Lekipos. The icon has just disappeared from the presentation when I turned the share screen mode, but okay. And among others, we have Vodafone Greece as a key partner in enabling a 5G and IoT smart city test bed in the Demokritos campus. And for us, it's really important that we have active partnerships with the Hellenic Federation of Enterprises, SEV, which represents most businesses in Greece, as well as the Hellenic Association of Innovative Application Companies, which is representing most companies that are working in the high-tech sector. To help our internationalization and best practices exchange, we are members of the Big Data Value Association. Actually, we are the first gold data iSpace in Greece. And we also participate in the activities of the European Digital SME Alliance, promoting the SME's interests at the policymaking level, and also facilitating networking at the European level. We are also parts of European networks of digital innovation hubs, such as the DIH for CPS and the DIH squared networks represented here today, as well as of other networks such as the EU Hubs for Data, DIH World, I4Trust, and others. And we believe with this participation, we can further facilitate networking. Finally, we are pleased to be coordinating the Smart Attica European Digital Innovation Hub. I'm doing a special mention to that as this European Digital Innovation Hub's mission is to increase the uptake of artificial intelligence by Greek SMEs and public organizations. The DIH services are in the 4 categories that I mentioned in the first slide, and they are focused in the thematic areas of energy and environment, supply chain and mobility, as well as culture and tourism. The operation of the European Digital Innovation Hub will start in January 2023, until the end of 2025, and with a possible extension to December 2029. That's a total of 7 years of operation, with a budget of approximately 2 million euros per year, co-funded by the European Union as well as the Greek member state. And why I'm mentioning that? Because this budget will be allocated to free services for SMEs and public organizations. So in the kind of support we are giving these thematic areas, we are open to discussions with SMEs so that we can help them get advanced digitalization services that can help improve their maturity. So that's all from me for now. Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions, and we can also continue our discussions in one-to-one meetings. I really hope that you will enjoy this event.
Thank you, Denia. We are glad to have with us Mr. Jose Ferreira, the coordinator of DIH for CPS network that ahedd is member of. The network fosters DIHs for embedding interoperability in cyber-physical systems of European SMEs. Mr. Ferreira, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. And since you are one of our open calls winners, it is a good opportunity to talk and see your work. And it was interesting to see that you are one of the winners of European DIH. We'll have good news for you that I will show you in the presentation. So starting I don't know why it's not missing. DIH for CPS. I forgot to say I'm in a factory, so maybe I will have some noise. I hope it's not a problem, but just to know. So the DIH for CPS was one of the project winners on a call that was to support the creation of the DIH networks in Europe. In this call, we had 4 winners, and what the Commissioner expected was to support network to support the DIH and the SMEs to digitalization of the industry. So in our project, we defined several objectives with this in mind. So first, we wanted to establish an empower network with a focus on cyber physical and embedded systems. And so far, we created already this network that I will show you in the next slide. Then we want to prepare the network to unchain this network after project, so to continue growing and not stopping now in the end of the project. Then to create a system for intelligent navigation in the network. So this will enable not only the users but the DIH to navigate in the network and see what the network can provide to the different stakeholders. Then to use this network to have a support in cyber physical and embedded systems technology. That I will show to how this is being used, and in the end to have a network that is able to be sustainable after project, and this is already being prepared, and our project will end in December, and is already prepared to continue operational after the project. So giving a brief overview of what we did so far and what is the project. It's a 3 years project, normal project that it will end in December of this year. So we are in the conclusion of a project, and at this moment we are focusing the business plan and the sustainability of the network that we have. Then we started with 33 partners from 10 different countries and 11 DIHs. At this moment, we have more than 17 partners, members in the network, and 33 DIHs in the network. So it is in these 3 years we do open calls and the invitations that we do to other partners. We have grow to more than 70 members in the network, and I believe this number is not correct at this moment. Then to show how this network is a good solution for the SMEs, we started with 11 application experiments, and then we received 12 application experiments for the open calls to have success stories to demonstrate how the network can support and the feasibility that we can give to the companies. Then after this, we defined our business approach, so what we want to do with the network, what we want to achieve to the network. Sorry. And this, we defined two types of customers in our network. The first one is the technology end user, and this is the DIHs and the solution providers that can come to our network and provide some the service they have to the users or to the network, so that they will gain some visibility with the service they have in the network. Then we have the end user itself that will use this service so he is able to navigate the network and search for a service that is the best option for them, and then they can contact the company and ask for the service and negotiate how this service will be provided. So this is our customers that we intend to reach in our network. Then how we can use these networks. So we created what we call the DIH for CPS portal. And what we wanted with this network is to modeling the network and its relations in an ontology. So with this modeling, what we intend is to represent the network in a model and to allow us to navigate in the network to identify what the user wants to reach. So what the user needs for the service, we navigate and identify the best option for them. So with this, we can offer them experiments and activities inside the network. And our key feature so far is it is an open and extendable ontology. So this ontology is ready to continue after the project. And we are already working in a increase solutions. So one of them, we started to work only with the DIHs, and at this moment we are create an extensible in the ontology to represent European DIHs. And what we want to do is not only to say we are the European DIH X. For example, what we want to do is we have this European DIH X, but this European DIH is represented by these entities. So we are at this moment creating a network inside our network, and we want to have the European DIH represented, not only the DIH itself, but all the network that is represented by them. So this is already extra work that we are doing to our ontology, so it's an evolution. Then in this integration of the state-of-the-art catalogs is using the DBEST model and NACE, and this DBEST model is to represent the service that we are providing to allow us to show the service that each DIH or service provider can provide to all the companies. What we win with this, we have like a list or a dictionary of service represented by different partners, and then we can navigate in the network to search who is able to do a specific service. So this is a very interesting service that we are providing to the network. Then we have a UI to navigate this ontology or the network itself. We are preparing a cross-platform API to increase this reach and interaction between other networks. So we don't want to be static only with our network, because exist in Europe several networks, and we want to collaborate with other networks to increase our visibility and to be bigger and with more service. And of course, developing our main tools that we are creating is how we can increase the trust to the users. So this is our portal. You can use it if you go to the DIH for CPS.pt. .au. You can navigate in our portal and see what we are providing so far. If you want to be a member of the network, you can be a member too. It's just to send it to ask for a registration, and we will create a new registration for you, since this is an open and free platform. But for trust, to increase the trust in our network, we ask it's not an open registration. We have a very strict registration that we send an email to us, and we we do some emails to identify who are you and see if this is a company that we can use it. So this portal allows us to navigate through the network itself. Again, is open to everyone to search, so you are a user and can navigate this network. It's not a problem. It's operated by the network organization. We have an internal organization that is operating this network and increasing the network, and each member is allowed to publish the service. So, you can go there and publish the service that you want without restrictions at this moment. So for the future, we are thinking about two types of service. One is the basic service that everyone can use it, and in here you show a standard catalog of service. So it's a very simple way to provide the service that you want to offer, and you can identify what kind of service you use it. Again, this is based in the best model. Then the advanced advanced mode of the publishing of the service is to specify what kind of service you have. So here is an example. So to give a name of the service, to give a description of the service, and then we have some in here you cannot see, but we have some categories that you can give it, and these categories are very important to us because this will fit the ontology, and the more accurate is these categories, more the engine will give correct answers when a user search for a specific service. So in here are some examples of what we are providing. You can put here some keywords for, in this case, predictive maintenance, and then appear a result of a service, a specific service that is being provided by this service, by our network. Sorry. Here is Abiba is one of our partners that we search for him, and then Abiba appears and show the service that they are providing, the contact point that you can talk. So this is how we can navigate in our network. So this is my presentation so far. I think for more or less in the 10 minutes. I don't want it to go ahead, and thank you again.
Thank you, Mr. Ferreira. Let's continue with Mr. Ali Mohammed, the coordinator of DIH Squared, a pan-European network of robotics DIHs for agile production, and head of robotic systems at European Dynamics. Mr. Mohammed, the floor is yours. Thank you.
So I think what Jose was presenting is more or less related to that. Actually, something around the same time, the Commission was very much keen on making lots of different possible connections between digital innovation hubs. What my work is that it goes back all the way when the Commission started to create this digital innovation hub. So actually we created some of the very pioneer first digital innovation hubs in Europe. As this moved forward, Commission thought, and maybe rightly so, that there has to be more and more connection between the digital innovation hubs across Europe to make this kind of pan-European network. So they opened lots of different possible calls, and they funded lots of different projects. So probably DIH for CPS is one of them, and then DIH Square is another one, and then there are many and many, as Jose was explaining, that there are many such networks. So DIH Square is a network, and everyone is focused on different topics. As you saw, the DIH for CPS is focused on cyber physical systems. So DIH Square is focused on the manufacturing sector, the problems of manufacturing sectors, which can be addressed through AI and robotics, with the technologies of AI and robotics. So basically, it's very, very much focused on this very niche market. And yes. So why we call it DIH Square? Many times it is us. So basically, I think this goes down all the way why the network is needed. So according to the law of the network, the value of the network is proportional to the square of the number. So basically what we want to show is the DIH Digital Innovation Hub, they have their own value in their own region, that they can address their own market, their own companies, the own problems they are facing in their regions. But then when they become part of a network, then it's not that they get linearly upgraded. Basically, the value of the network starts to increase with the number of members in the network. So this is applied to, for example, telephone networks and all that, because the number of connections you can make, they increase exponentially. So that's why we call it Digital Innovation Hub Square. That's the reason for it. And we know that I think this picture, what you see on my slide, is very much should be familiar to many of you. Maybe many of you have seen that. What's a Digital Innovation Hub look like? This picture has evolved many, many times since we first started using it. But fundamentally, a digital innovation hub, the idea is that it should be able to enable digital innovations in the region. And for that, you need a multitude of competencies. As you can see that there is lots of different actors which needs to communicate and work together to make this happen. And not maybe every region of, if we really scan it, and we did this scanning some long time ago, we found out that not every region of Europe is equipped with every kind of technology, every kind of expertise, every kind of actor, what they need. And what is important, there are two things to work on. First of all, of course, every region should develop its own competencies on its side, whatever is needed. But at the end of the day, more efficient way, and also probably the more realistic way, is that we don't all have to develop all the competencies. We don't have to develop and be expert in all the technologies. We can actually look outside and get something from outside. And there, the value of the network, the Digital Innovation Hub connected with other digital innovation hubs, can be useful. So when we started to create this network of Digital Innovation Hub, we started from the very start to make it pan-European. So we inducted one digital innovation hub from every single European country. So we started with 26 digital innovation hubs across Europe. We selected one from every country, and the idea was that from the very beginning, we have to be a European network. We must cover every single part, every single country of Europe. But as you will see that it's not enough to have a digital innovation hub in every country. But if you go to our web pages, you will be able to find that from every country there is one digital innovation hub which is present in our catalog from the very start. But that was not, as I said, that 26 having one digit, because countries are big, regions are different, every region have their specialty, they all want to produce different things, manufacture different things, maybe provide different technologies. So the idea for us is to reach up to 170 digital innovation hubs across Europe by the end of this project, and basically then continue to run this network beyond the project. What is our objective? So the objective of the network is very, very clear. So increase the deployment of robotics and AI technologies in factories. So basically, we do not address all kind of problems. We do not address all kind of sectors. There are networks which are addressing the healthcare issues. There are sectors which are addressing the agriculture. And there are also sectors which are addressing many other, like 3D printing, or maybe, as you saw, then one is cyber physical systems. So those we do not be very much focused on the manufacturing sector, and the technologies we address is artificial intelligence and robotics. How the network operates is there are certain things we do. But as I will present, there are certain services, but these services and all these are decided by the members of the network. So there is a governance model of the network. So the governance model goes so that any member can suggest the number of services they would like to get from the network, or the things they would like to happen in the network. And then these are actually discussed in the board. Then the board presented back to the network, and the network members then have the chance to vote on it. And then, of course, the board also present that how will impact the cost. So running the network and running all the activities require certain amount of funding for that purpose. So how is it unique in a certain sense from the digital, from many of the networks you have seen? So first of all, we have an operational model. The operational model is that we do not expect that the SMEs are directly going to in contact with us, with the network. Our idea, or the logic, is that the digital innovation hubs should be very well known and should be well connected, should have network within their own region with the technology suppliers, with the SMEs, and they should be able to find out what is their needs. From there, this digital innovation hubs actually formulate the international level connection. So as opposed to DIH for CPS, which actually I also saw the presentation for the first time. If you're an SME, it is not, we only make you in contact with the person you're looking for in your region. Within your digital innovation hub, you can get in contact with that person. And from there on, this person makes sure that you get the services, or you get connected in the Europe, or with the service providers in the correct way. So, of course, there is no exact definition of a digital innovation hub. Basically, what we are is a network of legal entities. And these include certain number of research and technology organizations, which is very common across the Europe. This could be, some of them could be universities, and some of them could be research centers. But one other thing what we have heavily emphasized is to get manufacturing and technology clusters as the members of this network, because they are the ones who bring really, like, the end users, the consumers of the eventual consumers of the services. We also, as you know, that functioning, we also have to have certain financial and regional development agencies. So we organize certain events where digital innovation hub have the possibilities to meet their regional development agencies and also their representatives in Brussels, because, you know, for every city, for every region of Europe, there is always a representative in Brussels. So you can basically get some support and help from them. The very important thing is that when the new technologies are rolled out into the manufacturing sector or in any other sector, it is essential that we have the human perspective in there. And this is also more and more in demand from the Commission now. So we have also included some, so fundamentally the network, even though it has only one sector, but it is still very heterogeneous. It must cover and it must create something more specialized as compared to what previously has been happening in this sector. What we do on regular basis, the things what we support with the digital innovation hubs in our V's, engage them to create R&D programs. So if you know that how this European calls, which people apply for, or actually DIH square or DIH for CPS is also part of this the same open calls. They come is because the feedback is provided by the community. So we collect this feedback and through the connection of public-private partnerships. I think maybe many of you know what is a public-private partnership or not. We provide this input for the Commission to formulate the future R&D programs. We support the Digital Innovation Hub, so they become more active. Basically, what they do at the European level can be utilized for them to multiply, to create a multiplication effect at the regional level. So to support them to get more funding at the regional level. Matchmaking events, and we help the Digital Innovation Hub. So if you go to our platform, basically every experiment, every story which has been done it has been done within a certain Digital Innovation Hub. So we help the Digital Innovation Hub to tell their own story to their own in their own community and to the rest of the European community. So we have certain let's say like an agreement with certain service providers. So these are the services we expect that are provided by the outsiders, by the digital innovation, to certain Digital Innovation Hub when they are looking for it. So this is a list of companies and these are the service providers. So basically, if you're a member or from our side, if you're a member of the of our network, you have the access to the services for these partners. And how you can get the access to these services is by going to our platform, this dihsquare.eu. And then you have the possibility to ask for these services. There is a certain amount of services you get, which is included in the basic membership fee. But beyond that, of course, it's between you and these parties. So far, as we said, that our target is to grow up to 170 members. So far we are 90 members. We have still nearly 1 year to go in the project, or 9 months to go to be exact. In the project, we are constantly expanding. Actually, we had to stop the development of this network in the last 2 years, as we all know, because of the pandemic. So the pandemic is not a very good situation, considering if you are planning to formulate a network. A network is about getting together, meeting people, spending time together. And during the pandemic, it wasn't possible, so we stopped it. We started actually the real launch and the meeting of the network actually just happened in June this year in Rotterdam at the European Robotic Forum. And there we had 90 members. I think some actually our Greek host were also there. And there will be a series of events coming. So if you're a Digital Innovation Hub, you still have a chance to actually join us and get together and meet us and basically become part of the European community or become part of another network. how you can actually, if you're a digital innovation hub, you can go to this web address and apply for the membership. And as a starting, we will pay you 10 kilo euros to be a member. So you receive a funding of 10 kilo euros from our side. So this will cover your cost of traveling and attending those events and meetings, what will be organized by the network. So I think this is the most important slide, and I will end it here, because I think after this, the slide is not the most important. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mohabbat. We are going to continue to the second part of this event, the matchmaking and pitching part. So let's proceed with Maria Dagioglu, postdoctoral researcher at Roboscale, the robotics activity of Scale the AI Lab at the Institute of Informatics and Telecommunications in NCSR Demokritos. And the talk, the title is Socially Aware Robotics.
Thank you for the introduction, Elsa. So my name is Maria Dagioglu, and I'm a postdoc researcher at Roboscale, the robotics activity of Scale, the AI lab of IIT here at NCSR Demokritos. I'm going to briefly introduce our team and our vision and move forward with our research directions and how we pursue innovation. So our team, Stasinos Kostandopoulos, George Safrinos, and myself are the core members of the lab. And naturally, since we are a robotics lab, our members are also robots. And here you have our most active robots. Two, UGV, Raffaello is a home assistant robot, and UR3 cobot, Manos. And basically our vision is to develop methods, to build methods that can allow robots to be actually integrated into our society. So we want to build methods that are ethical by design, and naturally that they can perform in real world and in real time. And we pay also a lot of focus and efforts, let's say, to keep an open discussion with the society through educational activities and so on. We have three main research directions that all fall under the umbrella of socially aware robotic behavior. The first direction has to do with developing methods for safe and efficient navigation in challenging and unstructured settings. The second one has to do with recognizing human actions and intentions. And the third one, and that's mostly related to human-robot collaboration things, and we're interested in collaborative learning, building transparent robot actions, and so on. So with respect to the first direction, again, a couple of diverse interests. The first one being allowing autonomous outdoors navigation in unstructured terrain. So we build methods that want to allow the robots to recognize terrain that is not traversable, or to the extent that it is traversable, and modify or top up standard navigation with maneuvers and robot actions that can be applied to overcome obstacles. Similarly, in autonomous drone navigation, we develop methods that will allow robots to navigate through cluttered environments by using by using dynamics and control-based planning that is not currently integrated in standard navigation routines. Similarly to a very skilled human operator, let's say. And moving on to the second direction, that of recognizing human actions and intentions, we have experience and developed human recognition methods in various different applications in the context of the EU Horizon 2020 project Radio. We were interested in recognizing activities of daily living, such as a human walking pattern, and that had to be integrated into a home assistant robot and be useful both for users, end users like people at home, but also clinicians. But also we are interested in recognizing intention and predicting human behavior in smaller time scales, those needed in a collaborative setup. We do give focus also in having a relatively simple setup that can be easily integrated in a home or industrial environment without needing too many sensors. And as said in the beginning, we do really pay a lot of attention in real-time feasibility. So not only producing precise methods that, but also methods that can actually be integrated into robots. And a few words about our last direction that has to do with human-robot collaboration. We have recently set up a human-robot collaboration test bed that has a single visual sensor and our Year 3 cobot. And there we want test, and we are already testing the AI methods we develop. So once a method is developed, we do build studies in real world, testing not only the efficiency of our method based on objective metrics, but also based on subjective metrics from the human collaborator. And we use then this information to feed back our AI methods towards building transparent robot actions. And we also gather all the knowledge and experience we have collected over our years of operation into innovating, and through ahedd we offer our services for the development of robotics software components in various applications inspired by our work, like UAV and UGV inspection, assistive robotics, robotic arm field operation, and so on. But we do also offer our human-robot collaborative test bed as a test before invest setup, and we can help SMEs to design not only design an AI method, but also give them the means and help them to validate and evaluate the integrated system. And finally, another service is providing ROS training, and this is a newly launched, let's say, service for ours, and we expect to run the first activity mid-November. We will provide training for us too, which is combined also with a challenge as a means of giving back as a service our huge experience in ROS integration and development. Yes, that's all from my side. Feel free to contact us and get more information about our GitHub, and we have several demos at our Vimeo channel, and I'm open to questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Let's proceed with Mr. De La Portas.
Hi.
Hello, co-founder and CEO of Probotech. And the talk is titled Drone as a Service and Smart Management Platforms.
I'm George De La Portas again. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Probotech. I'm also the enterprise architect and actually the engineer behind all the solutions of Probotech. Before I start, I'd like to say that I do like this kind of events, social events, because, correction, I do love this kind of events because, you know, it gives us the opportunity to demystify what's going on behind the scenes so that we can all meet together. And even if it's on the internet, so that we can see what's going on in the market, we can build an ecosystem so that we provide better services, not just for Greece, but also for Europe. So without any further ado, I'd like to move forward. So yes, our presentation today is all about robotic drone as a service, what we call the DaaS or solution, whatever you like it, and also smart management platforms. Let me just give you the heads up of what is going on with Probotech. So basically, Probotech is a merge of words. It means professional robotic technologies. We built Probotech with a mission. We want to empower all kinds of companies to leverage the dynamics of drones and UAVs or UXVs, I mean robots in any form, so that they can integrate them in their everyday operations. So we do specialize in the development of solutions. We're not so much of a hardware company, but we do like the IoT, because as part of the drone systems, we are also part of the IoT ecosystem. And what we do is that we combine cutting-edge technologies such as AI and robotics, and we build software for this kind of machines. And sometimes, well, small hardware solutions, if nothing is available in the market, so that we can accommodate and provide fantastic new solutions to the market. And sometimes also, when the market is right, when the client is, let's be a bit strange, or he needs a very specific thing to go forward, we build some tailor-made solutions for him, for her, whatever. In addition, we provide software solutions for embedded systems. Otherwise, sometimes we also provide solutions for mission-critical applications. Actually, we do have a set of mission-critical applications that we usually work on. I'm also a network engineer guy, so we have a business unit promoting IT network infrastructure optimizations. And I'm also an IT security, and we have a team also of ITs in the company that we work towards data security and hence GDPR and ISO certification. Also, in the UK, we have a subsidiary, we call it Probotech AI. And as you probably guessed, Probotech AI is all about AI and robots and machines, generally speaking, with AI. We've been, in the past, we've been actually in 2020, we've been invested by Unisystems and Guardian Telematics, which, by the way, is also the representative of Sigfox Alas, part of the Sigfox International Network, which is the largest IoT, low power wireless access network on the world, at least now. We have participated in the past in many European projects. The ones that we are very fond of are actually Responde, in which also part of our ecosystem is also NCSR Demokritos, by the way. So I'm very happy that you guys called us here today to speak. And also Talon, which is a new project that's all about co-working with robots, like cobots, like Mr. Yorarimato said before, and also robotics in the entire section and sector of applied science on the AI and robotics as well. Furthermore, we have won some awards from time to time. Most important ones of them is that back in 2019, we won the prize, the third prize from an event that happened that was actually promoted by the European Space Agency. It's always a system about communication under different difficult conditions. And we've also won the second prize in the Greece vs virus competition back in 2020 as well, I think, with the Medidrone, a solution for providing a drone, an entirely drone base and drones to accommodate and help us by promoting and delivering medicines and drugs to many places like islands mainly, which have no pharmacies or no direct access with the mainland with drones, which is a very exciting project. Now, let's do a deep dive on what we actually do that makes all these fantastic things tick. Well, in order to make things happen, we had to invent new technologies. One of these, actually the core of these technologies, is airflow. Airflow as well is a combination of words. It means autonomous and intelligent robotic flight for orchestrated work. And as you can imagine, is a new ecosystem and not just a platform, which aims towards unification of protocols, processes, and technologies under a common interface so that we can have the orchestration of different solutions under one umbrella. A little bit more about airflow. So basically, with airflow, we're able to manage different robotics, different solutions, let's say UGVs, UAVs, drones, you name it. And we can also orchestrate tasks among those systems. So in other words, we have cobots and swarms into place. So we connect each one of these systems together, and then we plan missions or we plan tasks, and we enable the airflow to orchestrate them like a good maestro in the orchestra. We orchestrate everything so that they make sense and make something useful for us. So the most significant features, of course, that is that we have unlimited over-the-air services. Of course, this is regarding the drones, the UAVs. We interface with any sort of providers. We encrypt all communications because we have to be secure, especially because hacking activities are very, 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 very classic those days and happen every single 5 minutes, for instance. We have a way to do UXV fleet control and management. And by UXV, I mean, again, either robots in the ground or in the sea or under the sea or in the air. We do swarming, of course. We have cobotics in place. And just because we have to be extremely careful when we fly, we had also to devise and build a system to do air traffic control and management. And I'm going to talk about that also further down to my presentation. And of course, remote management. So here you can see that we have the airflow architecture in general, and generally speaking, this is the main architecture that we follow for all the drones. Either it's like a smaller and a big drone, a custom drone, or a commercial drone like NAFI, DJI, Parrot, Hotel, whatever, you name it. The big innovation here is that we are managing the drones from any location. So we have two important, significant things here. We can manage all the drones from any distance. So we have full remote control of the drones. And also we have the ability to fly those drones also indoors. So either we have GPS or not, or maybe there's a jammer in place, especially for military operations. We have no problem. We can fly the drones without the need of GPS, which is extremely useful for certain enterprise applications. Now, in order to give you a picture so that you understand exactly what the orchestration of solutions is, let's imagine a place, that's an enterprise area, okay, with lots of infrastructure, buildings, power, electricity, generators, stuff like that, marinas, forests. So you can see that we have lots of different drones, we have satellites, we have people working in all over these places. We have possibly cars, other robots on the ground. So we try to orchestrate it all together. And just because this is so difficult to be done by a human, by a person, we utilize the airflow system, the platform, the ecosystem, as we call it, to manage all these difficult things together. So pretty much the operations are autonomous or sometimes automatic because we have to intervene to alter some plans that may or may not go as expected. So as you understand, in order to facilitate those, we had also to have some sort of ability to control them, to control the drones and other robots in place by a remote supervisor or a local one if that's required. So we had also again to implement the new system that can cope up with our requirements. So that we built what we call the MCC, the Mission Control Center. So the MCC, in simple terms, is just an interface that manages the backend hardware and software that we have, so that we can schedule flight plans for our drones. We can do autonomous takeoffs and landing. We have schedulers. We can have real-time streaming. Again, remote control the systems. We can do real-time monitoring. We can get we can have AI on the drone. So as the drone moves, we can also have ways to teach the drone how to avoid obstacles and how to check the surroundings so it doesn't fall to any wall or something or any tree. Or we can just provide some real-time AI assistance to the supervisors on the ground so that they can get some better feedback of what is going on in the air. So as you can imagine, to do that and be even more efficient, we had to build also another interface. Actually, we had to build something that's half of a hardware and half of a software, like a 50% solution. So we devised yet another solution. We call it Perceptron. So Perceptron is actually, you can imagine it's a small box, would say. It's a very small box, a very small computer that we can put on any custom drone. For the drones that actually cannot take any payload, we just, offload the payload and use it inside the box. This box is a suitcase, and we call it Mobile Ground Control Station. These mobile control stations, they're actually the same as the Perceptron, but they are a bit, larger. And that's good because we can do so much more. We have the capacity, we have the space to have more computational capabilities so that we can apply AI, complex AI mechanisms and other stuff. But the idea and the perception is the same, because with Perceptron, we can have also in custom drones on top of the drones. So we have something that we call smart ability, smart control on the edge. Okay, so it's on the drone. We can have a way that the drone can sense its surroundings and the things that are come in close proximity to it, so we can avoid obstacles. We can protect the drone and itself. And let me give you an example. Let's say that you have to fly a drone, deliver some packages, okay? And suddenly there's a bird ahead of you. So if you have the right cameras and you have the right LiDARs or any other sort of sensor that applies on the situation, and then you have an AI system, not only the system will avoid the obstacle, but will also try to map a new route. And this route can be controlled in such a way, can be devised in such a way by the system, not by us, but by the system itself, so that they can have the maximum efficiency. And by that, I mean, it can check the wind conditions, the weather conditions, if it's raining or not, if the path or the target is far away, and most importantly, if the battery capacity is enough. So if it's not enough, it can also, try for a safe landing and just self-land by itself, which is exceptionally interesting when you have this kind of conditions. To give you an idea of what we're working for, we actually work with platforms. As you already understood, we don't want to work with specific solutions that are very, very unique and distinct from each other. We build the pieces of the puzzle, and then we want to build the entire picture. So another important piece of the puzzle is the charging stations. So as you can imagine, let's say that you have the delivery drone there, okay, and you have to go further away from Athens. So let's say that your battery is not capable enough to hold you up in the air. And let's say you have this tremendous worst conditions in the air. And then you have so many other problems that I can't even imagine right now. So what we have to do is that we have to build a group, more like a network of bases, drone bases, where the drones, like a car, can park, can land, and they can recharge, and you can imagine the rest. So we are actually having this idea of building a network of drones so that we have a centralized communication center and control center, and then the drones by themselves or by our intervention, they can just pull off, land, recharge, and then just move forward with the rest of the plan to deliver a package. So as you can imagine, those bases and those technologies, the drones, the mission control center, everything that I've told you so far have to be very carefully devised. They have to be reliable, efficient, and of course, they have to be emergency ready, because emergency here saves lives. And also by that, I mean that we have to be also cautious enough to build those kind of solutions in a way that's secure for the people. And coming back to that, I'd like to say this. I told you before that we are extremely actually careful when we fly things over the skies, because we have to be careful of commercial aviation as well. And sometimes drones that come from other people or other companies. So just because there was no ready-made solution for something to track down the drones whenever we fly them in certain areas, we had also to implement another network of antennas. It's actually part of an antenna and a computer as well, but also a distributed one to sense what's in the air and also track our drones and possibly other people's drones down the road. So we call this the DATMC, the Distributed Air Traffic Monitoring Control System. So it's a structure, as I call it, for getting the information about any flying object in the air. That means also the drones that we have, other people's drones as well down the road. And currently that we have that already, and it's working sufficiently. Any sort of airplane, vehicle in the air, like your everyday commercial, flight that you go from Athens to anywhere in Greece or abroad, so that we know and we're very, very sure that our drones won't hit or won't be an obstacle in any of these flying routes. So again, this has to be reliable. It has to be also dependable. So in other words, if one of the nodes, one of the network goes down, then the rest of the systems have to take its place and start working so that we get the information every single second, so there are no accidents. So to conclude, we have also, as you can imagine, we had also to put into a wrap, to wrap it around the system, a bigger system, the ecosystem of ecosystems that we call it. We call this Venus, and it's the world's first common operational platform, as we call it, COP, and it supports any kind of services. So with Venus, we do unify all the processes, the procedures, the protocols under one umbrella. And it's a unique ecosystem, if you like, because it provides infinite possibilities for any kind of services that you may have down the road or we may devise in the future. And the good thing, the best part is that it's always available because it's web, cloud-based. It's interoperable with any application that you already have. We can have all the remote applications, again, on the cloud, without needing any specific computer or any specific hardware solution there. It's extremely modular and adaptable to the environment. Supports, of course, any sort of hardware solutions. Like I said, it's agnostic to any sort of hardware solution or software solution. And since it's on the cloud, you can have unlimited resources to control and do your services. That's from me. Thank you very much for your time. And if we have some time, I'd like to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your presentation. What do you consider to be like the greatest barrier in what you do in the uptake of your technologies by other SMEs or companies and so on?
I think that it's pretty much the same. Whoever you ask, I think the answer will always be the same. It's usually the legal framework. Usually the technology, it's not just in Greece, it's a global thing. Usually the legal framework is lagging behind. We tend to be in a hurry. We tend to promote technology and innovation too fast. And usually we have to wait, but that's not a barrier per se. It's something that we can cope up with. And we do this every day.
Okay, great, thanks.
You're welcome.
Let's proceed. The next speaker is Mr. Gerasimos Gerolimatos, founder and CEO of Gerobo International. His title talk is AI Revolution in Cleaning and Service Robots. Mr. Gerolimatos, thank you.
Thanks again. I'll just pick it up from the beginning. We are a robotics, cobotics, and drones company. For today, we chose to discuss about robotics, as this is one of the fields that we are actually active in Greece. So I was discussing about a few moments ago about the three elements that we need to have in order to be, let's say, to have operations within an industry or a logistics center. So we have to combine the use of robotics, the use of Industry 4 and Factory 5 protocols, and of course, the use of technology regarding artificial intelligence and machine learning. What we have been witnessing in many of our clients, we are seeing currently that they want to use autonomous mobile robots for many different usages. They want to use service robots, and all these things happen due to many reasons. One of the reasons is that due to the pandemic, for example, a lot of hospitals had to use AMRs so that people wouldn't get infected. For us, the main drivers of robotics adoptions have to do with some key points that we have highlighted. So we do have ESG as a main driver, the zero footprint and the eco-empowerment of the robots, assisting improving next level operations, reducing costs, of course, protecting human life, and increasing productivity. So moving forward, what we have been discussing with many people is that many people are yet to meet a robot. So not everybody is working around robots daily. They're not accustomed to that, and they don't know how to, let's say, co-work with robots. So many are also perhaps looking forward to that, but in a transformed facilities sector, many will still need the human touch in the coming years, and I will tell you how. The main issue here is that the cobots need machine learning, and by that we all understand that it's a combination of actually AI algorithms and learning and data analysis, which are all combined so that the cobots at the end of the day will start making their own decisions. The next thing that happens with this, let's say, usage of technology is that we do see that we combine a lot of different things in a factory level. We combine the people, we combine the devices, we combine the 4G or 5G or Wi-Fi or different sensors, and of course we combine the data. So we do have a lot of different technologies that all come together in order to serve the general industry. Just to give you an idea what we mean about the general industry, and because of the title of today's presentation regards a vertical which has to do with clean tech, we can see what's been going on. Let's say we picked an example in the United States for the cobots and their usage. So we do see a rise of cobot, let's say, usage for floor cleaning robots, pool cleaning robots, etc. If we translate this into more essential data, which have to do with industry usage, you will see that we all know that we use small cleaning machines for homes, for residential use. We all know that we are kind of using it for commercial, which has not just started yet in many parts of the world, but the industrial ones are picking up very quickly. So now that we know the background, we understand what's happening, we also see that there are so many service robot suppliers worldwide, and that has to do with Europe, America, Asia, and this shows the number of service robot suppliers by region and what the, let's say, the hype, what is the actual situation and what's going to happen in the next few years. So collaborative robotics. Cobots become collaborators, and as you can see in the picture, we have so many different types of cobots. We can start from reach clerks, we can discuss about cleaning robots, we can discuss about hull cleaning robots for vessels, we can discuss about too many types. So what's coming forward is going to be very, very, let's say, nice for all of us. Now, for us, what we mean by cleaning and service cobots is that, of course, there's a collaboration. People will always have to do something, either cleaning or controlling or being, let's say, responsible for the reporting or the education that we get and the data that we get out of the robots. So just to give you an idea, any cobot can be used today, combining the technologies that we discussed with the use of the mobile phone and, of course, the 4G or a SIM card that we can enter to the unit that you can see. Many different, let's say, robots can be used in cleaning for different tasks in different categories of industries, hotels, hospitals, etc. So we will see these robots coming through in the next few years for different usages. What I can show you here is that, of course, in the PowerPoint presentation, there was a small video, and we can see cobot moving around a mall. So we will see scenarios like this very soon in Greece, as we haven't seen so many. And the other thing that we are going to see in front of us is many different cobots moving around on their own, navigating in different areas. So what are the functions that we use using software in order to, let's say, navigate the robots and cobots? So we can have cobots that can clean large areas. These cobots are serviced by their own workstation, so they can charge, they can fill out water, they can bring in water. They can be, they are using multiple sensors in order to avoid people, in order to, let's say, understand the environment around them. And of course, they can be dual purpose. So anyone can drive them, or they can be driven autonomously from the mobile phone or the laptop, or just from the program that we've already made, so they can start their operation. The other thing that we use in the software is that we take care of a lot of things that have to do with the, let's say, autonomous navigation. So safety is first. They can understand everything, everyone. They can move backwards. They can tell you that they are doing something so you can avoid them, or they can treat you with something, as we will see later on in the presentation. So they have a lot of technology on them, a lot of connectivity, and they're also eco-friendly, as they do have many filters and many other mechanical parts that do the cleaning. Now, in terms of the technology that we use, as you can see, we have the SLAM and perception technologies. Of course, today SLAM is moving forward to the semantic SLAM, meaning that the robots can perceive the surroundings with significantly higher precision and smarter obstacle detection, and also avoid, let's say, any kind of accidents that may occur. In terms of data management, of course, we can get the data at any time. And to do that, we need to have, of course, a thorough training of the platform and the software that we use. In terms of the productivity, you can see what they can do. So we're discussing about many different things that people used to do, but now they will not, let's say, do this tasks every day. The only thing that they will be doing is actually controlling the cobot and seeing the progress of the work. Now, this is showing what a traditional, let's say, manual operation would do, and how many hours would be needed from anyone to do more work with the traditional, let's say, machines that we use for cleaning. And the differences that you see are huge. So people can do a lot more interesting functions within their daily tasks in order to be more productive. That's the essence here. Now, moving on to the service robots, the other, let's say, hype that we see in the industry is that we're going to be witnessing a lot of servicing robots in many different, let's say, sectors. One of these sectors has to do with restaurants, let's say the HoReCa sector, hotel, restaurants, and cafes. So just to give you an understanding of what's happening here, the same applies, the same software more or less applies here with SLAM. And of course, the only thing that changes is the size and the look and feel of the cobot. So we will get robots moving around in restaurants and serving people, because we have the, let's say, the software that recognizes which table it can go, what time it can go, what it can serve, and what time it should be back to the operator to serve again. Also, things that we're working on currently is similar robots in hotels, where the robots would be able to go to the second or the third floor, and you can pay your bill while you are actually greeted by the robot in the foyer. So a lot of different functions which have to do with customizable cobots according to the specific need of a specific sector. So it's going to be hotels, it's going to be cafes and restaurants. So just to give you an idea of the technology that is around a service cobot, You can see that there are many cameras. You can see the payload. There is a battery, the obstacle avoidance sensors, and again, all the technologies that need to be used for it to be fully functional. So what's next? What's next is that we're going to be seeing a lot of stuff regarding the autonomous mobile robots by air or by land or by delivery. And we will focus on these things in 2023 and 2024 as to be, let's say, closer to the market. That's all for me. If you do have any questions, I'll be able to answer them.
Thank you very much.
It's not a question. I was just want to make a comment, especially about the last thing that you presented to us, Gerasime. Thank you very much for your presence today. We can explore some synergies in the context of Smart Attica, as you saw that it was one of our thematic priorities is tourism, and one of our partners is the Hellenic Chamber of Hoteliers. So we can definitely explore some common use cases in that one.
Thank you. We will be glad to do so, because we have been witnessing and we get a lot of information from hotels and the islands, because what we witness today is a shortage of manpower in these hotels. So that does not mean that the robots or the cobots will take over, but certainly a lot of the, let's say, wasted time of serving can be taken away from the cobots.
Hello, I apologize first of all for joining late, but we are here in full representation of Axelige's management. We are here with Pantelis Velanas, that is also the founder and CEO of Axelige in Cyprus. So thank you very much for the invitation. It is a pleasure to be here with you. My name is Katerina Margariti. I am the director of Axelige in Hellas. So sorry for the overloaded, let's say, slide. Basically, we have established our company around 2.5 years ago in Cyprus, Nicosia. I represent, basically, I'm the CEO of the Greek branch, that it is basically the manufacturing branch of the company. Our company mostly focuses on the development. We would like, basically, our vision is to focus on robotic solutions in general, but for the time being, we are mostly focusing on the design, manufacturing, development in general of UAV-related solutions. So let's say our competitive advantage is that we build from scratch our own UAV hardware and, of course, embedded software. And though we cannot say, though we are among the very few companies that focuses on hardware development, we cannot say that we are a 100% hardware-oriented company. But we can say that we are almost 100% research-oriented company, since from the first start, from our start, we've been very, very actively involved in research programs funded by the Europe. We began with 3 projects 2.5 years ago, and we are currently running 15 projects with a total funding of around 4.5 million. We are actively involved in this project, not only as technological partners, focusing in, let's say, in 80% of the projects in the manufacturing and providing robotic solutions, UAV-based robotic solutions. But we are currently being involved also in dissemination and communication activities, but also as project coordinators, as we are currently running as coordinators one of these projects. So, as said, we have presence in 3 countries. The mother company is based on Cyprus, Nicosia. The CEO is Pantelis Velanas. We have also our manufacturing branch here in Greece. And also we have recently established a new company in the UK. We have 25 employees, and as said, reaching 15 EU programs, as some of them are on the GA preparation phase. As discussed, we are building our own UAV prototypes. This is what we can show for the time being. We have 5 different prototypes. Among them, the majority of those have been already tested in pilot cases, and one we are currently developing, the final one, that is basically a fixed-wing UAV. So these are the main characteristics of our first prototype, that it is Kerberos prototype. Kerberos is an octacopter. In the majority, in all, of course, of our UAVs, we have onboard processing. Specifically for that, we have basically a GPU. You can see basically the main characteristics. We have an increased payload of a total of 20 kilos. We have also provided here example of optional payloads that we have also used as part of our projects. We have also a tethered UAV that it is a UAV that has been connected with basically Elister station. It is a UAV that it is tethered, it is connected through a cable with this station in order to have constant powering. So as, let's say, to offer services in relation to, if not say 24/7, extended, let's say, time of inspection. This was time-wise our first prototype. It is the rotor UAV. It is a small-sized UAV of, let's say, of decreased payload, that it is called SAITA. We have also dummy. Dummy, as it is called, is basically a 3D printed UAV that we are using, let's say, mostly for testing operations. And currently, we are basically designing and developing. We have designed already, and we are currently developing our first fixed-wing UAV. That basically it has been developed for very specific application. We equipped with a multispectral camera for agriculture applications. We would like also to add the slide in order basically to present to you also our innovation, our target towards the innovation. It is basically, it consists our company's IPR. It is a reconfigurable UAV that is going to be developed under the project we are coordinated, that is called Chameleon project. We are building basically a prototype that has the capability to change automatically, let's say, each configuration and size. So we can see here the different configurations that basically the specific UAV can take. We have 8 arms that might be, let's say, expandable. In order basically to change, to have the capability to change the payload and also to have the capability to adapt the specific UAV in different missions. So these are our main application areas, including security and environment, as well as forest and agriculture, where we have been very, very active. So our services, besides, of course, the design and manufacturing of UAVs, we have CNC prototyping on demand. We have also our own 3D printer, and very soon we will acquire an additional one. We are, of course, building our own AI algorithms that are going to run on board of our UAVs. And of course, we are offering also based mostly on our experience in the area of myself personally and Pantelis, also consulting services in relation to Horizon Europe applications. So this is a slide dedicated to our involvement in the European projects. As said, in total 15. And we are currently under GA preparation in 4 of them. So this is the team. This is the board of directors for the 3 companies. And of course, the technical management team. Thank you very much. I don't know if you have any questions, or Pantelis, would you like to add something?
Let's say that we are happy to, let's say that all products you show are 100% belongs 100% to our company. We are manufacturing all this. We manufacture all these prototypes from scratch, from the design phase until the TRL7 prototyping. We are, let's say, we have a very nice collaboration with SolidWorks. As SolidWorks already providing customers to us in order to design their solutions. Currently, we are working in several areas, focusing on security. We are participating in 5 security projects. And also, we are planning in the near future to participate in some defense. We are in close collaboration with the Ministry of Defense of Greece and Cyprus and Norway. And we are hoping, let's say, to have some nice results on that. Of course, we will announce on that, all this in our website. Thanks a lot for the invitation.
Thank you, Ms. Margarita and Mr. Velanas. We do have a question from Mr. Muhammad, so please.
I just wanted to make sure you're a manufacturing company, or are you an R&D center? Because you're only prototyping, or are you manufacturing this in large numbers and selling?
We are building UAVs from scratch, meaning we are designing, we are manufacturing, but of course we have reached, let's say, the level of prototypes, since we are, of course, very, very much interested in commercializing our prototypes. This for us is the, let's say...
So are you like a startup?
Yes, we are a startup. We are a startup. We established 2.5 years ago. And due to the overloading of too many projects, because we are very, very active in the research community, our company, let's say, is growing in a very high rate, let's say, okay? But at the same time, we have obligations in relation to the projects we have undertaken.
Currently, we are on TRL7 prototypes, and we already began certifying our solutions in order to proceed to the next step, which is the commercialization. But now we are already certifying. We are in the middle of the certifying process in order to be able to establish a certified production line and to begin, let's say, selling our drones. We are not planning to be a DJI. Our main vision is to provide custom-made solutions. This means that the plan is to provide low volumes per model. We are not planning to sell 1,000 or millions of specific models, you understand?
Okay.
Because this, we don't want to combat the DJI, it will be a disaster.
The other thing that we would like to emphasize here is that in every project that we participate as UAV providers, hardware providers. So in each and every project, we produce a new prototype, let's say. So it is let's say, a great deal of work basically for us that are a startup, a very small company that we have started 2.5 years ago with 5 people and a lot of dreams, let's say.
Thank you. Mr. De La Portas?
Hi, I'd like to ask just one thing. Do you guys at Xtelligence also provide any sort of software? Do you provide real-time operating software on the drones, or do you use like one out of the market? Thank you.
We have our Pixcock and we are using we are doing the control on our
Okay.
Pixcode chipset.
Okay.
It's an open source solution.
Thank you very much.
Thank you both. Let's proceed with the next presentation by Mrs. Maria Blandido, Business Growth Manager of TETIX. And the title of the talk is Robot Integrators and Industrial Automation Systems.
So my name is Maria Blandido. I'm the Business Growth Manager at TETIX, and I'm here to talk to you about TETIX. But firstly, let me introduce Mr. Nikolaos Morenos, the Managing Director of TETIX. Mr. Morenos.
Yeah, good afternoon from my side as well. Thank you very much for the possibility to share this presentation, and I wouldn't like to waste any more time, and I would like to pass to Maria so that she can start presenting our company. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Morenos. So we are able to go. We are TETIX. Our mission is to transform smart technology into an industrial product. We start by analyzing your robotic system needs. Later, we provide the plan for automation, and of course, we put the automation into production. We are experienced robot integrators, and our goal is to enable your operation, our client's operation, to run efficiently and smoothly. From concept development to electrical and mechanical construction to robot programming, production and commissioning, we are committed to being your reliable partner with our solutions addressed to diverse industries. We offer the complete package and solutions to your needs, such as highly repeatable pick-and-place tasks, easy deployment with little additional or no cost, quality inspection and reduce of waste, increased precision for complex tasks and sensitive machinery, no production delays while protecting workers, and decrease of cost and increase of customer satisfaction. Now, let me show you in action the work we develop. Pick-and-place, robotic-based pick-and-place systems are designed but not limited to integrate with other equipment. I'm about to show you a brief video. So this is a solution we developed for a client's need for pick-and-place products. And we also develop solutions for primary and secondary packaging, smart and general packing of individual packets or non-packaged items for packing into containers, boxes, trays, or even directly to tray sealers. Let's see the video. We also focus on the robotic palletizers and depalletizers, of course. Whatever your product is, one of our systems can palletize it. Here we can see another example. Great. We are also able to build conveying or elevating systems by integrating metal detectors or actuators. And when it comes to complete packaging lines, we are here to help whether you're looking for a standard single machine, a complex system, or even a customized solution. We can provide packaging and robotic equipment tailored exactly to your need. So in order to do all this and keep the high quality of our solutions, we partner with the best in industry. We select the robotic arms, tools that best meet your needs, and then we integrate them in order to cover all your needs and the demand. TEDx is your point of contact when it comes to developing and creating complete solutions for industries such as food and beverage, pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, plastic, metal processing, and electronics. So why to choose TEDx? Our robotic systems are simple, flexible, and easily relocated. We can become your valuable co-worker, and our efficient and sustainable solutions help you increase your production and save time and money, improve your performance, increase quality, and as a result of all the above, increase your revenue. That was all. I tried to be brief. Thank you for your time, and we're here to answer any questions you may have.
I just actually in the chat, I have put a link. If you are interested, this is one of the projects I coordinate. And we are actually looking for system integrators, some applications from the system integrator. So it may be useful for you. I think you can be a good candidate, and we are looking for some long-term partnerships across Europe with system integrators. So yeah, and from that website, you can also drop me an email.
Great, of course. Thank you very much.
Yes, please.
We'll stay in contact.
I would just like to ask if you're using any machine learning or AI methods during your integration, and or if not, if you identify now or in the future based on your customers the need to do so.
Thank you for your question, Mrs. Dayoglu. Of course, we use artificial intelligence and machine learning in our solutions. Mr. Morenos, I don't know if you would like to
Yeah, thank you very much for
that.
We already got a certain interest by two of our existing customers for Industry 4.0 and machine learning. We are now in the phase of implementing them. We hope to be ready with a prototype, construction, and implementation by Q1 of next year. However, I have to say that the interest of our end users and final customers has been tremendously increased within the last 6 to 8 months.
Thank you very much, both. Thank you both. Let's proceed with last but not least, Bert Liner and Mr. Striligas, CEO and founder of the company. And the title of his talk is Aerial Robotic Platforms Powered by Autonomous Operation for the Indoor Assessment of Assets and Infrastructures. Thank you. The floor is yours, Mr. Striligas.
Thank you for inviting me. So, hello to everyone. My name is Michael Striligas. I am the CEO of Bert Liner, a field robotics company established in 2020 to develop an autonomous system for the digitalization of indoor environments, starting from buildings under development, for connecting them with stakeholders of indoor systems like electrical, mechanical, and plumbing systems. Bert Liner was established in 2020 on the premises of the Technology Park of Attica, which is hosted on the Demokritos campus of the National Center Scientific Research. Monitoring activities are spanning in all the phases of a building's life cycle, starting from the construction phase, moving to the operational phase, and lasting up to the end life phase of a building. We construct the building in different phases, so we start from the first one of while we're developing an asset that presents high fragmentation in this industry, and more particularly in processes and operational procedures during the development phase. As we come from the construction industry, we have worked with project managers and engineers in more than 25 countries and witnessed firsthand the struggles of gathering precise data on building assets. This data should be acquired by humans from hard-to-reach points and have to be communicated to the suppliers and contractors on different mediums, such as papers, emails, and text messages, causing an ecosystem and costly procedure. Bert Liner is solving this problem with an integrated solution that consists of, first of all, a custom-made autonomous drone operating within the building, creating the digital twin, guaranteeing high precision and safety in the hazardous environment of the project site, providing inspection and monitoring services. And secondly, a data platform that presents project information in a unified, consistent, and ready-to-use format for contractors and suppliers. The business model that we are using is based on two main revenue streams. First, we supply the drone under a one-off sale to our clients on a particular fixed costs, and then we are selling the data that's generated by the autonomous robotic device according to the volume and the velocity of the produced data sets under a fixed fee. So from the one side, we develop a revenue generating machine, and on the other side, we leverage the opportunities of streamlining the generation of the data sets on a frequent basis. Regarding the market, we start from the niche market of mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems, one of the main verticals of the construction industry, with a TAM of 36 billion euros. Our technology can later expand to cover other areas of inspecting the building in connection with building information modeling tools and automated manufacturing methods, which are based on Industry 4 standards. The innovative approach of Bert Liner has been qualified in the finals of MIT competition, was awarded the Seal of Excellence. We were awarded several European grants in robotics for inspection activities. This year, we have granted a patent on the national level, and we have been distinguished in European and global startup competitions. So why we are focusing on construction? Construction is one of the last industries that has been left undisrupted, a situation that generates multiple opportunities in conjunction with the advancement of digital technologies. Smart city initiatives start to emerge in every region, developing a new framework of regulations and standards. So Bert Liner in particular provides value in three main aspects through digitalization that help to evolve in the construction industry. So first of all is productivity. The as-built designs support engineers to experience productivity gains and stay on track and budget. The World Economic Forum reports that 1% of decrease in global construction could save the society $100 billion globally. Then it's safety. There will be a reduced need for engineers to enter dangerous situations in order to obtain hard-to-reach information. Actual visits at project sites will be decreased to the bare minimum. Last but not least is the consistency of communication. 48% of rework is caused by miscommunication. The integration of equipment for digital layout based on cloud-based applications that will connect the real world is going to drive the industry in a transparent and easily accessible way. So thank you very much for your attention, and I'm inviting you to discuss the promising journey of autonomous navigation in indoor environments with the power of AI and robotics.
Great, thank you so much. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you very much all for being here. It was amazing to see all these presentations. It was a lot of things to grasp, and luckily we will have the recordings available so we can get more into it. And I think that was just a first step to facilitate collaborations. Now we are starting to get to know each other. We can take a deep dive on what everyone does, and I think that we can continue from this point on to where we can collaborate. There's a lot of overlapping and complementarities in the things we do. I know it was a lot of people in the chat that are really interested in the things that you are doing, even if they were not silent during this meeting. And we will be here and we will connect you with the people that are interested. Of course, they will have your contact details from the recording of your presentations, but count us as your partner in helping this networking and ecosystem building activities.